All right, so we're looking at numbers 7 and 8. Yep. All right, so you see here the number on the outside. That just represents that there's going to be a GCF whenever you go to factor these. So, that's our first step always is check for a GCF. And on number 7, there's a GCF. All three of these numbers, kind of hard to tell with this one, but all three of them can be divided by 3. So I'll put a 3 on the outside, and then I'm just going to divide all of these by 3. So the 21 will become a 7. 129, I'm not sure what that becomes. 43. And then 120 will become a 40. All right, and now this part in parentheses, that's our new problem. We need to try to factor that. Excuse me. All right, so the 3 is not really going to matter for the rest of the problem. It's just going to be sitting here on the edge. So I know that these two numbers, again, they got to multiply to give me 7n squared, and 7n and n are the only two options. All right, for these two guys, we're going to have plenty of options. These have to multiply to 40, but then in the very end, there's going to be a 43 that has to come from the middle. So 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 10, or 5 and 8. Wow. There's actually way too many options on this one. A ton of options. So it could be 1 and 40, but I doubt it. Or it could be the other way around, 40 and 1. Like I can't rule out any possibilities just based off of, they have a number in common with a 7. But this is going to be 280, which is way too big. I'm never going to get a 43 out of that. All right. If I try the 40 here and the 7 here, the 1 here instead, can't really see it. This is going to give me a 7, and that's going to give me a 40, but that does not equal 43. I can't get a 43 out of that. All right, so I'll scratch those out. So 1 and 40 are out. 2 and 20 maybe. All right, if I put the 20 over here, that's going to give me way too big of a number. That would give me 140. So I'm going to try it the other way around instead. I'll put the 2 here and the 20 there. This is going to give me, this is kind of close actually. This is going to give me 14, 2 times 7, and then that'll give me a 20. 20 and a 14 would give me 34 in the middle. So that doesn't work either. All right, I need a lot of scratch paper for this. Let's see here. If I try the 4 and the 10, that'd be a 4 here and a 10 here maybe. This is going to be too big. This will give me 70, and that'll give me 4. That's too big. So try it the other way around. 10 here and a 4 there. Okay. This will give me 28 and a 10. 28 and a 10 would give me 38, not 43. Jeez. All right, and then the last one, 5 and an 8. I believe the 8 is going to have to go over here, and the 5 is going to have to go over here. So this will give me 35, and that'll give me 8. So 35 for my outer part, and an 8 for my inner, and that does add up to 43. Bam. Okay, wow. Way too many options there. Of course, you get faster at it the more and more you do it. So the old guess and check was not very efficient on this one. All right, so I just leave my 3 out there, and that is my factored form. Okay. Number 8, same thing. I'm going to factor out the GCF first. I can't factor out a 12 because 12 doesn't go into 18. My other factors of 12, I know a 2 could work. 3 goes into all of those. Well, if 2 and 3 both go into them, I know 6. 6 will go into them. And that is going to be my GCF here. So I'll show you real quick how I know that 6 is the biggest. If you factor out a 6, this will give you a 2. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. I'm just going to divide these by 6. 18 divided by 6 is a 3. And then 120 divided by 6, well, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So it's just going to be a 2 with another 0 there. Yeah, the reason I know that 6 is the GCF is because now if I check the inside, these don't have any other numbers in common. That's how I know 6 is my biggest. Okay. So hopefully I can use, I'll be able to use that GCF rule a little bit. All right. It's got to be a 2R and an R. And here it's going to be the factors of 20. So 1 and 20. Could be 2 and 10. Or 4 and 5. And that's it. Now, I know it's not going to be the 2 and the 10 because these are both even numbers. And I can't put an even number with my 2. All right. So I don't even have to check the 2 and the 10. Right. It's probably the 4 and the 5. Haven't tested this out yet. But the 4 cannot go with the 2. So I'll put the 4 over here and the 5 there. All right. And this time we're going to be subtracting them. So if you check here, you're going to get an 8 and a 5. And that can give you a 3 if you subtract them. 8 minus 5 is 3. So these are my numbers. 4 and 5. As far as the signs go, I know it's going to be different signs. My bigger number is negative, which means my 8 has to be negative, and my 5 is going to be positive. So to make the 8 negative, I put the negative with the 4. That way I get a negative 8 and a positive 5. All right, always double check your signs. Like if you actually multiplied this thing out, this is where most of the errors are coming from, I'm noticing. Make sure that you get a negative 8 and a positive 5, and that gives you a negative 3 in the middle. Okay, because if you had the sign switched, you would get a positive 3R. All right, that's it. We'll do some more next time.